Let's go. So, we officially have some more information on, some Mignogna related stuff. And I realize I'm a little late with this, but, it's been kind of a hectic week for me, so let's go on ahead and get into it. Okay, so first of all, this was actually posted by, well, it was taken by Yellow Flash, and so, well, it was taken from Yellow Flash by me, so let's go ahead and just get into this. So, I was so uncomfortable to destroy him, and so this was basically, Mars Girl's tweet. This happened on, the 8th, so it's the 14th now, so that was a few days back. I have met Vic 3 times, and one incident was uncomfortable to watch, which led me to hearing stories about him for a decade. And so when people started talking about him again back in January, yes, I did in fact suggest a hashtag in order to keep track of those stories. So basically, what she's saying is that she was completely, she was extremely uncomfortable, hearing these stories. Here's the thing, why don't you ask him if they're true or not? Rather than relying on people that it happened to. That it supposedly happened to. For one thing, ask them where their evidence is, other than their friggin' hearsay, because anyone can make anything up. Especially when it comes to having a grudge against somebody. You can make something up in a heartbeat for that. Mars Girl has no right to decide whose career to destroy based off an uncomfortable situation which she was not directly involved in, and internet rumors. She has a list of names, and Vic was one of many. Who the heck does she think she is? Mars Girl is a miserable, spiteful person, and has no regard for these people as human beings, and how this affects their lives. Pretty much. I will celebrate with a bottle of champagne when she gets served. Yeah, about that. Now that Vic's GoFundMe has almost reached its goal, it's starting to look very likely. If you're curious about this uncomfortable incident, it literally had nothing to do with her. You don't know who these women were, what their relationship was, a friend maybe. And last I checked, 2 consenting adults was not a crime, assuming that they did anything. Let's go on ahead and get into this. Got in an elevator with him once at a con, I believe, before he was married. He was coming up from the hotel bar drunk with his arm draped over some lady. She looked mildly uncomfortable, but he was all Vic McGrinface, and the two of them got off the elevator and went to a hotel room. How do you know they went to a hotel room? First of all, how do you know? How do you know? For one thing, how do you know they went to a hotel room? Secondly, can you name the Secondly, there's not even a con name. There isn't even a con name. There's not even a date, aside from the date of this tweet. But there's not even a date for when it happened. So I'm willing to believe, based on your past track record, that you are a lying snake. Because of this, that you're lying through your teeth. An incident in an elevator where I was 2 feet away from him, and he was being a sleazebag on all over another woman. Why do I have to repeat it ad nauseum to every internet rando separately for a month straight? All because none of you have reading comprehension. No, we have reading comprehension. You just suck at verifying your sources, as well as being a trustworthy person overall because of your freaking track record. You haven't been relevant since Channel Awesome, so stop trying to be. At this point, if you don't have anything good to do or say, then don't friggin' bother. And then this is actually another thing. So basically so this is oh my gosh, this is a major victory. So Mars Girl has effectively been served. This document was sent out on the 21st of March. So let's go ahead and get into this. Dear Miss Saucedo, please be advised that Ty Beard and Beard, Harris, Bullock, and Hughes PC have been retained to represent Mr. Vic Mignogna regarding allegations of defamation and tortious interference with business relations. Please be advised that you need to protect and preserve all electronically stored data currently in your possession. This electronically stored data is an important, irreplaceable source of discovery and or evidence in this matter. This notice requests preservation of all information from your computer systems, including hard drives, cell phone systems, PDAs, email systems, software systems, and other removable electronic media, as well as the email systems, software systems, and other removable electronic media which are in your possession. This includes, but is not limited to, email and other electronic communications, word processing documents, spreadsheets, databases, calendars, telephone logs, instant messages, video files, picture files, any files associated with your Google accounts, Yahoo accounts, or Outlook accounts, text messages, internet usage files, social networking sites, and network access information. Failure to comply with this request could result in spoliation issues. Which essentially means a penalty. If she doesn't come through, she's effectively well, I mean, she's pretty much already dead in the water, but she's gonna be even further under that water if she fails to live up to her end of the bargain here. And then this is Funimation's response, so it's their official response. Pretty much everyone's already seen this doc, but in case anyone hasn't, I'll leave a link to it in the description so that you guys can go check it out. But the gist of it is that they're basically denying everything. They're denying that they're basically saying that, I mean, well, let's just go through this little by little. Defendant specifically denies plaintiff's allegation that all conditions precedent have been performed or have occurred. Defendant specifically denies that plaintiff complied with the requirements of the Defamation Mitigation Act before filing this lawsuit. Defendant specifically denies that plaintiff's purported request to defendant compile with the request set forth in the Texas. Okay, so basically, this is basically the gist of it. So, defendant is not liable to plaintiff because plaintiff's own acts or omissions proximately caused or contributed to plaintiff's injuries. So basically what they're saying here is that Vic got himself fired. Is that Vic got himself fired and that it's on him. When in reality it isn't, because Funimation flat out fired him because of baseless allegations. Defendant is not liable to plaintiff because defendant's allegedly defamatory statements were substantially true. Here's the thing though, you had an investigation that was inconclusive. Twice. So how are they true then? If the allegations against him were have been unproven, and if they are, if you yourself had an internal investigation, which we know Monica Rial was involved with, so we know how trustworthy that investigation was, and that it definitely wasn't biased. I got news for you. It was. But yeah, so if you guys had an internal investigation that was inconclusive, that you yourself stated was inconclusive on your own Twitter page, why on earth and how on earth are any of the defamatory statements true? How? Defendant is not liable to plaintiff because plaintiff consented to and or published the allegedly defamatory statements by discussing them in public and on social media outlets. No, he didn't. He addressed the allegations. He did not confirm them. He addressed them. Addressing the allegations, disproving them, and denying them are completely different from outwardly confirming them. My bad. You idiots. Defendant is not liable to plaintiff because of plaintiff's previously diminished reputation. Yeah, who was it exactly that diminished that reputation? Oh yeah, it was you, and the other people, and the other snakes that you have working for you. Defendant is not liable to plaintiff on the grounds that defendant was induced and provoked to make the statements by the wrongful and malicious acts of the plaintiff. So basically what they're saying here is that Vic basically forced them to do this. Vic forced them to fire him. Vic, you know, I mean, he pretty much, I don't mean to be morbid because this is a family-friendly channel, but he basically had a, Vic had a noose tied around their neck, and basically said that unless they fired him, he would say something sleazy. Shut up. Just shut up. Vic did not, no agent actually wants to get fired from working for a voiceover company, or a voice acting company. No one wants to do that. So, you saying that Vic wanted to get fired, at least that's what I'm getting from this, is completely bogus. Defendant is not liable to plaintiff for allegedly defamatory made by third parties, including any allegedly defamatory statements made by other defendants sued in this lawsuit. Yeah, here's the thing though. Those people, the other people that are sued in this lawsuit, like, how about this? Like Jamie Markey, Monica Rial, or even Ronald Soye, they're your agents. They are your employees. I mean, I know Rial and Markey are, but I don't know about Soye. I don't know if he's a, you know, I mean, obviously he's involved in this lawsuit, but I don't know if he's a employee for Funimation itself. But, I mean, regardless, he's made defamatory statements too. I mean, pretty much every one of these guys have made defamatory statements against Vic. Defendant is not liable to plaintiff for allegedly defamatory statements made by third parties or anyone through this, sued in this lawsuit, because the other defendants were not agents or employees of defendant. Really? Really? I got news for ya. If Monica Rial and Jamie Markey are on your payroll, they're your employees. They're your agents. I can say that with confidence, and I've only had one actual paying job. It was for 6 months working at a delivery pizza place, in case anyone's curious. But I learned a lot from that. I learned a lot from that job, from that short amount of time there. Defendant is not liable to plaintiff because the allegedly defamatory statements were not made with actual malice. Yeah. About that, try telling that to the tweet that Jamie Markey made, or like that Jamie Markey made, where she insisted that she wanted Vic's you-know-what. Yeah, try, I mean, I can just see this getting thrown out. This is probably gonna get thrown out, most likely. At least this doc. Anyway. But jury demand. Ooh, now this is where things get dicey. Defendant demands a jury trial and tenders the appropriate fee with this answer. So basically, from what I'm getting from this, they basically want to go to court now at this point. I got news for you. Sony ain't stepping in for you. Not at this point. I mean, I'll be very surprised if they do. I'll be really surprised if they do, but I don't see them stepping in to save your Funimation. Because I mean, you pretty much brought this on yourself. Speaking of which, apparently speaking of attorneys, evidently the attorney for Monica and Ron isn't representing them anymore. I don't really know if that's the case, but okay, so this was sent on the 10th of June, so, but yeah, so apparently, Monica and Ron's attorney isn't involved in this anymore, although there's conflicting stories on that, whether or not that's accurate, but, I mean, think of that what you will. And then this is the last little thing that I wanted to cover. So Michelle, who is basically a Kickvic person, basically came out and she said that she found these while she was packing. You can actually see the tweet up there. But anyway, let's just go through these tweets. This isn't for folks who demanded proof. They been blocked. I wanted to share these because so many of you have been kind and supportive during this difficult but cathartic time. Thank you. And hashtag thank you for the closure, comma. And so, basically what this is it's a picture of from a stage play. It's a picture from a stage play that Vic apparently worked on, or something. So let's go on ahead and just start going through these. 16-year-old me as Miss Casewell in The Mousetrap. Assistant director with and 2 teachers. So I'm assuming that those are the teachers. I don't know. Vic was apparently, according to this person, Vic basically helped with the stage play that they were working on. But if you look down here, there is something quite wrong with this. Yeah. It's photoshopped. It's photoshopped. I mean, because, okay, I know a little about video editing. Well, I'm getting a lot better at video editing, but I know a lot more about photo editing. You guys have seen my thumbnails. They're not the most creative, mostly because I don't have that much time to work on them. But, I mean, I do my best with what I have, with the time I have. But I'm really proficient when it comes to photo editing, and mostly because I took several photo classes both at my junior college and in high school, and so I know a lot about it. But literally all you have to do to find out that this was photoshopped was just look over here. So you've got a picture of Vic's head here, and it's literally just pasted over, and all you have to do to disguise it is literally just add a darker filter to it. Just add a darker filter, change the skin hue, do whatever you have to in order to make it look natural. Except, the person that photoshopped this messed up majorly because the head and the body don't even match up. So, yeah, newsflash, by the way, that smolder is at least 30 years old. Y'all look sad. This is 30-year-old Vic? Wow. I mean, the only difference between, well, I mean, if this is 30-year-old Vic, which I highly doubt it is, but, I mean, wow, that's kind of interesting. But again, this is, I'm willing to bet you that the person themselves flat out confirms this when they took it into Photoshop themselves and they compared the images. Yeah, there's really no denying that this is Photoshop. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that out. That all they did was basically change the color of the hair and just applied that same color to the face in order to make it match up with the body. You don't have to be a Photoshop master or have a degree of any kind to be able to find that out. And then here's the bombshell, which I found very funny. Not funny, but not funny, but I mean, I found it really cool. We contacted the college you named, and they outright confirmed Vic was never hired. Neither you or Vic could be found in any of the yearbooks for the years you listed. And we found the exact photo you used for Vic's face. You got caught. Get bent, Cupcake. Yeah. I only looked at the let me see if I can get a little closer with this. Oh, what, my bad. Here we go. I looked at the first pic, and yes, it absolutely was photoshopped, without even having to go to do a deeper analysis. I can see. Take the screen grab. See the dark staining on the fireplace? It's on top of his clothes. That doesn't happen. Ever. Yeah, I mean, it's plainly evident. Remember what I said in the Jared/Heidi BS? Stuff that's been altered lights up. It's like adding a fresh coat of paint on an old coat. The newer will always be brighter. Similar edges should have similar ratings. The text, which was obviously added, is lighting up as it should. Vic is disappearing because he's the oldest part of the image. If the two women had been in the pic as long as he did, their edges should be just as degraded. You shouldn't see the edges of the clothes, just like you can't see Vic's. They have similar edges, but the ELA test shows they are the newest part of the image. Vic was clearly shocked. Just looking at it, you can see the edges of his face are too soft and close, like here around his ear. There shouldn't be a straight line. But the ELA test shows he's the oldest part of the image. My guess is he was shopped, saved, then was added to the background with the two women and had text added. That would make him saved twice. The women in text once, and explains why they're lining up, but his ratings are dropping off like you'd see after 2 saves of a pick. Seems like y'all need a review. Your guy graduated from Liberty University in 86. He came back in 89, produced an album with DC Talk, which formed at Liberty University, and worked for a film company. Photoshop accusations are hilariously based on the simple fact that your dude has resting prick face. He's not in either of those yearbooks. Even if he didn't take a picture, they would have put his name down. Are you positive about the year? He's in the 85 to 86 one. That's the thing. He is in the yearbook, but he's not listed as alumni, faculty, or student. I'm digging into it as we speak, but it's confused the heck out of me. He is directly referenced and shown on pages 36 and 37, but his name doesn't show up anywhere in the index above. If I had to take an educated guess, I would guess that Vic became alumni before 85 and later came back to help AN in school in 85. We know for a fact that he had a teaching job around 87 in Jacksonville and was an officer with the Ocean City Police Department. We also know he was busy in 89 due to him being in a production of Annie, alongside Mandy Barnett and Deborah Purcell, the same year Michelle claims her story happened. Add this on top of every other inconsistency, and Michelle's story just doesn't add up. Pretty much. That's the exact picture. Oh, here. Oh, my bad. That's not the exact same picture of his face, though. Do you have proof for either of the other assertions? That's the exact picture pre-edit. There's no way his eyes, ears, lips, and nose, and even his stubble just so happened to line up perfectly at least 2 decades after. And yes, you can find the yearbooks online, and you can call the school directly for confirmation. The right photo is different. The jaw is a slightly different angle. The chin dimple is slightly to the right. The nose is pointing slightly further to the right. The lips are a more natural, youthful shape. The side lock/sideburn shape is different. The cheeks are puffier. Of course, the edited one looks younger. That's the point of the edit. The photo was edited to give credence to Michelle's initial story, and there have been many to point out the mistakes. Here's a real photo of Vic from the same year, and the photo that Michelle used as a base. Wow! That's insane. That's insane. Wow, so that's Vic when he was in his 20s. Jeez. So, yeah, literally the only difference between him then and now is pretty much how built he is. In terms of, well, I mean, and obviously, I mean, the age of his face, but I mean, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's Nice. Okay, so this was obviously flipped, or at least it looks like it was. But again, that still adds credence to it. That still adds credence to it because it's the same exact angle. It's the same exact angle. Face there. Yeah, that fits perfectly onto it. That fits perfectly onto it. So, yeah, there's no denying at this point that it was photoshopped. And if you need confirmation of dates, Michelle said her photo was from '89, which she later changed to '88. The real photo was during/after Vic performed in Annie, alongside Mindy and Deborah Purcell, both pictured below. Newspaper date shown below, March 1st of '89. Kickvic takes yet another L. I like that. I saw. Now I'm just waiting for the Kickvicers to pull some more ridiculous nonsense to get away from this, since that's the one thing they're ever good for. Might as well let them entertain us like the circus act they've always been. Pretty much. Pretty much. Have you noticed that none of them are in this thread? They're so scared. Pretty much. All that's left now is for Michelle to get super butthurt and block me like the pathetic baby she is. She's still running her mouth on Twitter as we speak, making it clear as day she's Mother of the Year. Good to know she's got time for Twitter, but not her kids, pretty much. Mainly because... Oh, my bad. I never spoke with her and she blocked me. I don't know why these people block people they have never met. Mainly because they use a blockbot or blockchain to automatically block people who follow Nick, Tug, Ty, Yellow, Hero, etc. They're so scared of confrontation that they block thousands of people. Sorry for retweeting literally anything you guys say. I'm just loving all of this tea and resulting conversation. Pretty much. No complaints from me. Kickvic's sheer butt friggin' insanity needs to be witnessed in full. I can't wait until Michelle finally cooks up an excuse for this. Okay, and this thread just goes on. So, I'll read up to here and then I'll end this. This newsworthy? Yeah, this would be an effing amazing way of spreading the word about Kickvic's complete butt insanity. Especially seeing how forging evidence to be used in a civil suit is a criminal offense, and you could cover them forging emails from a law firm, which is a federal offense. I can give you all the information you can need for a video. Sweet. Okay guys, so that is it for today's video. Let me know what you think about this whole situation with the image and all the other stuff that we covered. What do you think of Funimation's defense, where they deny everything and they say that it's all on Vic? What do you guys think of it? In my opinion, it's garbage. And Funimation was completely in the wrong, and I hope they get what's coming to them. I really hope they get what's coming to them. I hope Beard, Bullocks, and Hughes punishes them to the furthest extent of the law, because of what they've done. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and God bless. Until next time, I will see you guys later. See ya.